Good morning. We're currently having some technical difficulties, and we'll be back with you shortly. So I hope everyone had a great weekend. And I'm about to show you something that we have been working on over the past week. We moved fast and were able to put this together. But this would be probably, I would say, I've been at Compass 4.5 years, the most exciting thing we've ever created. And hit yes. Actually, you know what? We're gonna hit something even better. Hit Put a dollar sign in here if you felt that if someone was able to sell the technology for you to your clients in 60 seconds or less, that you'd get more listings and ultimately make more money. Literally, you just showed up there and somebody hit a button and did it for you. Hit a dollar sign in there if you felt that was the case. And as I see this all light up, and this gets me really excited too, is look, I realize that the way that we effectively communicate the value of the technology and what it means to a client can be challenging for some. It's how do you simplify something that's complicated to us every single day? How do we talk about putting multiple tools together to effectively get to a place where your client actually understands what you're talking about? Because remember, there's perceived value and there's actualized value. Does anyone know the actual difference between the two? And this is a big disconnect on listing pitches, because what happens is the perceived value is what we feel that we offer another person. It's our background, it's our experience, it's the technology, the tools, the customer service, and all those little nuances down to your market knowledge. Actualized value is what the customer understands they're getting from you. So if you're sharing all this stuff that you're doing and they don't understand it, there is no value to it. Have you ever noticed if you go to cancel a credit card or something else, and I encourage anyone to try this. If you go and cancel your Amex card, the first thing they're going to try to do is obviously get you to stay. Then they're going to walk you through, are you currently using all the benefits? They're going to say, do you use Zoom? Do you use Adobe? Do you realize when you use your rewards, you can get 25% back on the flight? They're going to walk you through all the benefits. But remember, if we don't use the benefits, there's no value to them because you don't even understand that they're there. That's actualized value. And the goal for any agent is to take your perceived value and effectively communicate it to make it actualized value. So big shout out to Tiffany on my team who's on here, who led this project. Don't thank me, thank her. The script is mine, but without her, there's no way any of this could have been possible, because she's the one who's really the brain that put this together, got the voiceover. So without further ado, now mind you, I get excited and I want to share this stuff with you. So we are making a couple edits to finalize this, but I promised you that I would share this with you before anyone else saw it. So you guys are essentially the first people to see it. And we have a pitching Compass session. We'll drop a link so all of you can sign up. We're going to debut this for the country on Wednesday. So here we go.
At Compass, we utilize artificial intelligence to instantly and seamlessly create a marketing video for your property. In just minutes, we can then launch a digital advertising campaign on our ad platform across Facebook, Google, and Instagram, targeting the ideal buyer for your home. We're able to measure the results on our proprietary insights report, allowing us to see how many online visits we've had, exactly how long buyers are spending viewing the listing, and where they are located, down to the devices they're searching on. This allows us to further pinpoint and target buyers for your home. Compass technology gives us back the time we need to provide our clients with the most seamless experience, from preparation to closing.
So do you think if you had a video like that your clients would actually understand what you did? So look, obviously there are a couple things. One, we want to make the music more exciting, and ultimately we want to be able to show you what to do next, right? And can we customize it with our own thing? I gotta love people, right? As soon as we get it, like we don't have it now, how can we make it new? Listen, you can take the video and you can make it your own and do whatever you want with it. That is the version that we're creating. You can take the script, the video, you can go to a videographer. I don't know anything about creating customizable templates, but I just want to make one for everybody, right? So we'll put a couple different ones out with different music and stuff. Obviously, I want something more engaging. A couple of you like it, so that's fine. But look, ultimately, this shows you what a Compass agent can do that no one else can do, right? And like, wrap your head around that. If you're a client and you see that somebody could use artificial intelligence to create a video of your property, launch a digital advertising campaign across Facebook, Instagram, Google, and seamlessly measure the results down to the online showings, how much time someone's viewing on your property, down to the devices and location, it's a more intelligent way to market your home. Now, after that's done for you, what other challenges would you have in selling yourself as an expert advisor that had premium technology that other brokerages can't? Can any other brokerage go and do something like this? No. So today we're going to make this a little interactive. Where do you get stuck on your pitches? Now, assume in a world where you're able to just give this to a client, right? You walk in, Steffi, to a listing pitch and you literally ask your client, if I was able to show you in 60 seconds how our technology would sell your home faster and for more money, more effectively, would that show you how we'd be different than other agents? Every person would say yes. Now you've hit the button, you hit play. What would you do next? And the answer is ask a great question. Okay, great. So Stacy says, if I was a client, that's what I would be asking. So what's really great about this is collectively as a group, people are going to come up with questions, right? And there's FAQs and SAQs. FAQs are frequently asked questions. SAQs are should ask questions. Now, someone would say, what would you do with the data? And they're going to say, great. Now that you know where people are coming from, down to the devices they're looking at and how long people are spending on the showing, we're able to analyze, is it the marketing? Is it the price? What area do we need to focus our digital ads? And this is a smarter way to target the right buyers for your home. It's really simple. See, there's a trick that people don't realize. And I'm going to show you this. I'm going to pull this. Has anyone ever sat down with somebody and gone through digital ads and talked about how long someone's spending on a listing? Hit yes if you have. I'm going to use somebody as a... Okay, who would like to be a volunteer, right? Volunteer, and you're going to be up on the screen. Wow, everyone's really that shy. All right, Kate, I'm going to spotlight you. Vanna White, you're up. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we want to make sure that everyone has the right information. So when people, and this is how to effectively use Insights Report. So I'm going to take, Stacy asked how people actually use the information there, and the client would ask. So what I would say to a client is, I'm just getting my stopwatch here. I would say to a client is, would it be helpful if you knew exactly what buyers are doing when viewing your listings so that we could make a more intelligent decision on how our marketing is working? Yes. What do you think every buyer is going to say? Or seller, excuse me. They're going to say yes, right? See, there's a thing on the Insights Report that says time spent. So if you notice in the video script, it says to see exactly how long buyers are spending viewing your home. Now, What people don't realize is in this digital world where people can't sit still for literally like 3 seconds in silence, 30 seconds feels like forever. So I've had clients doing this now for 4 years. So I'd say to you, Kate, like pull up your listing on compass.com, right? We would look at this insights report, Stacy, and be like, oh, look, 80% of our traffic is on mobile devices. Do you want to see exactly what buyers are doing when viewing your property? She's going to say yes. So Kate, pull up the listing on compass.com.
Okay. Got it.
So she go to the app. So what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to tell you to go and just keep looking at the listings, look at the pictures, look at the description, and then let's see what buyers are doing. Let's connect, and I'll tell you when to stop. Sound good?
Sounds good.
So if you look at the average listing for most people, people will spend 45 seconds plus on it. So for the sake of this example, I'm not going to tell you the time. So, all right, Kate, go ahead, start looking.
Okay. Okay.
Keep going.
You go on Street View. Let's see.
Stop. So Kate, in that time, were you able to look at all the pictures?
I was.
Did you see anything wrong that stuck you as you'd like to improve?
A few bathrooms that I really wanted to, well, if I'm looking as the buyer, really wanted to
Yeah.
renovate. But I also had time to go on Street View, see where it was. It was on a double yellow. Saw the property taxes. Got a lot of info.
And were you able to read the description? Was there anything wrong with the description?
Looked pretty good.
Got it. Guys, do you know how long that she was looking on that listing? That was 60 seconds. 60. Did that feel longer than 60 seconds? 100%. Now watch, for my friend Stacy, who asked the best question, how do you use this actually with a client? I would sit here and says, okay, if a buyer's looking for 60 seconds, like you don't have to tell them how long it is, right? Because whatever the number that you have them sit there quietly for and do this, it's going to match the insights number. So I would say if we knew that 80% of the people are looking on mobile devices, and this is exactly what they're doing, and it's enough time to go through everything. And what you're saying is you feel that we can't improve the pictures, that you love the description. What do you think the reason that a buyer would spend this much time viewing your home and not schedule a showing would be? Dum, 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 the price. And this is how you actually utilize the information in real life. See, what I realized from actually selling real estate and Kate selling real estate is there's a disconnect in the technology, the way that we speak about the technology, right? So we need to understand first what the technology does. Then we need to understand how to effectively communicate the technology to our clients. Then we need to utilize the technology. And from there, we need to know how to communicate it again with our clients to get to that next step. So this goes back to this whole end-to-end experience that we're working on. And I like what Mary Murphy says and her idea of sending this as a pre-listing video. You can use this any way you want, right? It's great. You could send this part of your pre-listing pitch of like, you know, how I utilize technology to sell your home differently than other agents. And you just put the video in. Looking forward to meeting you. That will create so much intrigue. Right? So, you know, it's really simple on how you can use this. Now, I'm going to urge all of you to not get in your own way, right? So I'm looking at all of this is sending it to the one I just lost, Heather. Good. Well, we're not going to give you the video till Wednesday. We have to polish it a little bit more. But here's the thing. take the goal of utilizing technology in a company that's still developing it. You have to remember, everything here is built on your feedback, so it just keeps getting better. But here's where people are in the wrong mindset and get stuck. Take this, and the only thing that you need to figure out is, how can I use what I have in front of me to grow my business today, right? We could, Elkin, I think I'm saying this right or wrong, sorry in advance. We can always make more. We can always do more. The tools can always do more. Everything can always be more. But you have to remember, this is one thing better than we all have today, right? So will we make more videos like this? Sure, absolutely, as we figure out how to navigate all this. But we know from like TikTok and Reels, no, we love it too. I just want to make sure that we all use this. We know from TikTok and Instagram Reels, 60 seconds is the ideal time. And we didn't figure it out. All this other platforms figured it out, because that's how long they want content, right? Once it gets longer, it starts doing more. But again, our goal, as we shared with you, is to effectively create this stuff for you so that you can just use it and focus on your job, and that we can be your partner and do the rest for you. I've gotten a bunch of emails that says, hey, I would like to continue the playbook for next year. What's it going to be like? Will it be different? And I always answer three things. Number one, you're never going to learn this thing in 6 months. Number two, we're always going to be improving what we're doing. And number three, this is us starting to do it for you. And now we've gotten to a really good place where we can marry the two together. The best of technology with the best of coaching, because there's that gap, right? And the gap is, you have the best technology and the best tools, and you have the best coaching and the best systems. But the gap in the middle is, how do you pair the two together? And this is what this is like. So as a pre-listing video, I think this is good. So Kate, we'll make a note for our team for when we do Pitching Compass Wednesday. Let's write an email that we can give everybody that they could send this in a pre-listing video. Let's put a script together on how they could talk about it while they're with the client, right? How do I use the data? What other questions do you feel will come up as if you played this video for somebody? Where would you feel stuck? Right? Because we can come up with FAQs and everything else. How to use the data is Kate. Right? We want to know, where are you going to get stuck? Why wouldn't you play it? Of course, it can be in your voice and everything else, and that stuff always is possible in the future. But where are you stuck? How to use the video. Need to role play. What do you need to role play, Darlene? How is your data, how is your AI different from list track provided by the MLS? Can you unmute Darlene, whoever the host is? Well, look, CC, the nice part about this is, the seller does not probably know about list track. I don't even know about list track is, because it's something local to an MLS. The only thing that we're talking about is how we use all of these together. So really, like, you ask a client, what are they really looking to get out of it? Wow, I'm an agent. I could use a video. I could launch ads on my own platform, and I could track and measure the results and make intelligent decisions, have an intelligent conversations that no other broker can, unless they work at Compass, right? Like, the whole country will have this video essentially. However, the difference is you're going to actually know how to talk about it. Every one of us has the same things here. It doesn't change. Now, how you communicate it and how you use it is the best part. Darlene?
Oh, hey. So I was just thinking, because I think most of us, or at least I do, as far as the insights and all the numbers and all that, that's amazing data on there that our clients will have questions about it. So I'm just saying, if we maybe role play those pieces a little bit, then we'll be comfortable with it.
So what you're saying is, hey, Chirag, can you make me a tutorial video on how to share insights reports with that demo, what to say, what are the questions and everything else? Is that what you guys are all asking for?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So here's what you do. In the chat right now, we'll make this for you. Drop in all your questions that you have about insights reports and how to present them. Drop them all in the chat. We'll pull them all out of the chat and we'll show you how to use them. We'll put an FAQ guide together and everything else. There will not be, and I give you my word on this, there will not be anything that exists at Compass that we won't make training on, and how to integrate it all together. Like that is my obsession. I've actually had that. I already had that obsession since 2019 or 18, since I was an employee here. There might be something like this for insights already on our platform, but let's see where you guys are stuck. If you want to know what it looks like on the other person's side, just send yourself an email to a dummy email address. When you say a little sparse, what does that mean? Well, the insights report is going to show the big part that you want to show about the insights report, right? Is what your advertising campaigns are doing. Kate, speak about this because you use this a lot with your clients.
Yeah, somebody else just put in there as well. I think the showing time feedback, I think that is going to eventually be added. That would be like the only, it's not really data, but I guess it could be data that I think would be great if that could be integrated on there. But for right now, I feel like it kind of gives enough for me. I also am a big person, like I've been talking about this a lot. Like I don't like to give more just because we understand it. The client can always interpret it in another way. So I don't like to give so much data that then I start getting a ton of questions on it either. I kind of want it to be a good happy medium. Trying to see these as they come in.
Look, Katrina, good feedback. Do we want to show how much the ads cost? I don't know. It's just a demo video, right?
That's the standard amount that's in there. And also like they're going to know, I mean, in my opinion, I also don't like reading into it so much. This was like a huge mindset shift when I started coaching. Is like, oh, how many roadblocks can I think of today of why not to use the video? I would just say, also think like this is a standard video from Compass that you'd be sharing with them. That listing that, I mean, it happened to be mine, but for all they know, that could be a $400,000 listing. They don't know you're actually spending $290 on it. So if you wanted to discuss that with them, you could say the budget will be based off of our listing.
But here, okay, so here's another thing. And this is why, look, I made a video on my Instagram about coaching backwards versus coaching forwards. This is coaching forwards today, actually going through this. Look, the reality is, if you know what you're talking about and you're not full of shit, you have to be able to answer questions like this for people candidly, because this is where everyone is stuck, right? And none of this stuff matters. If you have a client, right? I call this the crazy eyes test. There's certain things that you can say to a client, and when they respond and they're not operating based on logic, don't walk, run away. Run, literally run. Like you're sprinting and Jason with one of his axes chasing you from a Halloween movie. So when you say to a buyer, hey, you know, we were talking about the other day about how do you talk to a seller about price, right? The first thing is you meet them where they are. So I would say, Kate, based on, you know, the current economic downturn, rising interest rates, the highest inflation in the last few decades, you know, where do you feel the market is compared to where it was 6 months ago? Boom. Now I'm going to hear what the person says. Great. Now let's look at the market through the eyes of your goals and expectations. And if you go through that and you present objective data and you're asking them questions, you're not lecturing them. And you could say, so what I understand is, and you go through this and they still don't come to the conclusion. Like if you're a buyer and you say, hey, so what I hear you're saying is everyone's overpaying for homes. Yes. Great. So you feel that any buyer that wins a home today is overpaying. Yes. Great. So what specifically makes this a great time for you to buy a home, given that's how you feel about everyone else? And if someone answers that question with any other logic, fine, you give them one chance. You could say, well, objectively, if you're a seller and you had access to this data and saw what other buyers are willing to pay, would you sell your home for this much less? And then you give them the number that they're willing to spend. And in that question, that is simple logic. And if you're not able to understand that some people have crazy ideas and you need to learn to walk away from those people. It is the biggest miss in this entire industry. Biggest miss. Run, literally run. Because the problem that people have is this, and this is why I say it's a problem. You say yes to these people. Do you know what you effectively did? You validated the idea that something that's completely unrealistic can happen for somebody. And now they're taking their time every weekend going out with you. And the agent's like, well, I really told them, but they still want to go out. No, there's no professional in their right mind that would spend their time, money, and resources, especially with the cost of gas now, to bring people out for free where they're never going to make money. And then if you wonder how somebody steals your client, somebody was more firm, more direct, and explained it a better way you did, and they went and bought a house with somebody else and paid more money than you ever were there ever willing to spend with you, because they're a better salesperson. So when we have our clients that obsess like you only spend $290, that's a bad client. Because the whole point of that video is to show you how we can do something to sell your home and what the process actually looks like. So this is a great question. And these interactive sessions, I think, are really valuable for people, and they're not done enough. Because these are the actual challenges you have. Because it's really easy, right, Kate, for us to just show up, play something, do a whole presentation, and say, all right, guys, great, see you later, like, have fun using it. And then all these things are what gets in the way.
No, I think there's a huge gap, and I'm sure there's a ton of people on this call being like an agent brain. Not before I was very well trained to not think that way, but it's like, okay, great, I'm going to share the video and then I'm not going to be able to answer the questions. And like that, I think is a true fear of a lot of you guys. So as much as we can help bridge that gap, I think would be great. I did get a few questions about how I explain insights and how I go through the report with people, how I send that to them every single Monday. So if you guys want to come to my accountability session this Wednesday, maybe I'll just talk about that and we can go through it, do a little bit of a role play. And I can kind of share with you guys, and any questions, I mean, come with it, but I feel like that might be a good thing to do this week.
Deb, can you drop the Pitch and Compass link? Can all of you do me a favor now? Can you all sign up for this? Come on Wednesday. It's a new spin on the same content, and please share and encourage enough of your friends to go. I've worked incredibly hard to build this partnership with Compass where we're able to do this. And I would love to see all of you there. I would love your support. And look, it's a really special time that we're going into. You know, I'm a huge Suits fan. If anyone ever watched Suits, Harvey Specter is like one of my favorite make-believe characters of all time. And I was like looking at his quotes. I was like, you know, one of his quotes says, the difference between me and you is you're trying to lose small and I'm trying to win big. And I think all of us need to be trying to win big in this economy right now. Because right now, everyone, because it's a fourth quarter, things are harder, in some areas it's getting colder, people are going to start going back. And this is the time you need to double down and learn your scripts, utilize the stuff we have, and really be focused. There's so many people that are not in coaching, and with the way that the economy is and the market keeps shifting, you can't afford not to be in coaching. So the fact that you've all been here and been so committed, this is the time to take advantage of this. No one is doing this. I can promise you that. So take what we have, use all of it. We're going to keep doing it and keep sharing feedback with us. Let us know where you're stuck and what the gaps are, and we will make all the training for you. Right? So that's the part that I would like to share with you. We want to fill the gap. Kate, anything you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Just be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That was my mantra last year, and it got me pretty far. So, and ask questions. Like, really, if you guys are like saying, oh my God, love, like I dream about sharing this video, but I'm too nervous about it. Like, really, I encourage you guys to ask questions, get comfortable with it. That's what we're here for. And we always say this, like, if you have the question, every single person has the question. There's just no chance. So really bring those questions to us, come ready to work, especially at my accountability session, because you guys know, I like to hold you guys very accountable on that.
All right. Well, look, we appreciate all of you. We'll get this video will be ready to go out Wednesday. So we'll be demoing it on the session Wednesday, but we'll make sure that you guys all have a copy before everybody else does. So we'll send that out to you in advance. And look, get excited. The future's bright. You guys are brighter. It's a great Monday, fourth quarter magic. Remember to put those things in that I hope you've all calendared your days off and really mapped out the project you're going to complete, and really look at your schedules and make sure they're in alignment with your goals. You know, if you want to make a gazillion $million next year, I really hope that your schedule reflects that, right? So thank you, Mary, for your kind words. And look, everyone give Mary Murphy a big shout out, because I actually think this video is better in a pre-listing pitch than it probably is during the pitch, right? So, you know, I'm going to give you credit for that when we do it on our call on Wednesday. So thank you all, and we will see you, and please sign up, and we'll send you an email to sign up for Wednesday, and you'll hear some new content then. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.